Where was the alley?
I don't remember.
No?
It was somewhere around here, though.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense at the time. So what was the first venue you played at, that you can remember playing in Boston?
I don't.
Because I can remember seeing Against Me shows at Avalon, but I'm sure before those times there were Against Me shows played. Who remembers where?
Yeah, I remember that alley, and it's a memorable alley. It was a magical alley. I remember Avalon, of course, but yeah, been a lot of shows. Boston's always fun.
Well, they love you, clearly. Clearly. Who picked up the new album on Friday? Shapeshift with me. Yep. It's really, really good.
Thank you.
And I'm just, you can make fun of my description all you want. I did a lot of lake swimming this summer, a lot of ocean swimming this summer. There's it's different in the Northeast, Florida. It's different. We can't just waltz into this warm ocean water. Here, you got to brace yourself because that water's cold. And really, listening to the album was that kind of like, oh wow, this water's cold. It's this kind of like sensory, like you just get smashed with a cold wave. But then you get used to it, and you're like, oh, this feels really, really good. It has that quality to it. Shapeshift with me, it does. I don't know if the last 30 seconds of what I said makes any sense at all. But
if you could go on Amazon and write a review,
sure, I'll give it a lot of stars too. Talk a little bit about the process for this album. Talk a little bit about, it's been a lot of change over the last couple of years since the last album, and what your approach was. What kind of some of the more prominent themes for Shapeshift with Me are?
It's a record that was written on the road. We were on tour for like 2 years supporting our last record, and I think, maybe there was like a part of us that was like, oh, maybe we should take a break. But we came back from those 2 years and there was like a record already written. Yeah. So it was like, why not record it and keep that spirit of momentum going?
You are, I'm sure, your own worst critic. Are you happy with how the album has come out? What is it like? Okay, so you hear the finished product. Do you immediately kind of hone in on the things that, oh man, maybe I could have done this, maybe I could have done that? Or
when you're like making a record, I get so fixated on like, okay, that guitar's out of tune, that's out of tune, that was late, that's for fast, like just paying attention to those things. You listen to music in a different way, that when you finish, you need like a month or two to like not listen to it, and then you can go back and hear it with fresh ears. But I'm happy with it.
You're happy with how it came out?
Yeah.
And you're having fun, clearly having fun playing the songs live.
Totally.
Yeah. I want to talk a little bit, I know, so the album obviously is out now, Shapeshift with Me, Against Me tonight at Royale. Potty Mouth is opening for you, a great Boston
band. And a band called Frameworks.
And Frameworks too? Okay, great. So, right on. We have fans here too.
They're a really good band.
So get there early. I do want to talk briefly about the book. I know the book isn't out until November. Is there? It's called Tranny. You
Confessions
wrote it with
of punk rock's most infamous anarchist sellout.
AT&T. That's right. So you co-wrote it with Dan Ozzie, who was nice enough to send me an advance copy with the caveat that, like, dude, the book doesn't come out till November, so don't talk too much about the book. Obviously, we're talking about the album. But I told you this before you came in here. I picked it up, I read a little bit of it Friday night, and then I spent Saturday night for 4 hours in bed reading your book. It's that good.
Awesome. Thank you.
Your story is incredible. The way you tell it is incredible. It's compelling. It's emotional. And I was going to have you tell a story from it, but I actually want you to tell everyone the story that you told me earlier about sharing the stage here in Boston with the Pogues and the backstage situation there.
Well, that's in the book, yeah. That was I opened solo for the Pogues in I think it was 2009 or something like that, maybe 2008.
2008, 2009, somewhere in there, yeah.
But there was there's a little curtained off area on the side of the stage that was for Shane MacGowan. And I peeked my head in there, and it was just a table and a chair. And on the table, there was 2 bottles of vodka, 2 bottles of gin, 3 bottles of red wine, 3 bottles of white wine, an ashtray and a pack of cigarettes, and 2 lighters, and a couple towels. And in between every song, he just went in there and
whatever
made himself happier.
Exactly.
I'm not judging. I'm saying that I want a tent on the side of the stage.
Why shouldn't you? It's time to update the rider, Laura. It's time to update the rider. So yes, the book comes out in November. We talked about this too. Maybe drop-offs at school are going to start to get a little awkward once the book comes out, depending on if any of the parents at school.
I will never have a normal social interaction again. I'm pretty sure, but that's cool. It's already weird enough.
Hey, look, and again, it's not out for a couple months, but do please pick up this book. It's a fantastic book, and it's brave of you to share the story, and it's inspiring, and it's thank you. Thank you. Can we say thank you? Thank you. Laura Jane Grace. live here at AT&T. I'm Adam 12 from Radio BDC. Thank you again.